I talk to you because I have something to teach. Many come here to teach, but how many of them are actually teachers? My actual training, I was professionally trained as a teacher. And I've taught at the elementary level, the middle school level, the high school level, and the university level, and the graduate school level in a paid capacity. It's different. Come on now. They're here to make $1. I'm here to make a difference. Understand. And not all of you will. I speak to the leadership class. I don't speak to the dimwits. They'll never get it.
The United States did not even intend to win. They just intend to engage in a protracted war, which is what they usually do, and try to exhaust and deteriorate Russia and Putin, which all they've actually done, and this is not new that American foreign policy has been a major fail. What they have been able to successfully do is increase Russia's self-sufficiency and push Russia closer to China and also empower China as the next hegemon, whereas America exhausts itself, goes into more trillions in debt, sending money to Ukraine for a war that cannot be won, and also newly sending additional billions to Israel, which is not new. We've already been giving Israel billions even when they were not in open warfare. So now we're giving them even more. So America's exhausting itself. Russia's exhausting itself. And then China's just sitting back getting fat. That just happens to rhyme. Did McDonald's shut down and disappear? Yes and no. Well, when we say yes, I mean the McDonald's brand is gone. It's not called McDonald's, but the golden arches are still there. Still in that exact same restaurant, you have a place that's serving mixed something. It's under a new name, a Russian name. Now it's owned by some Russian guy wholly, and he's using all of the existing infrastructure, cookware, and whatever was left over. And now they're flipping burgers, and more of Russia is owned by Russians. And so that's a net positive for the Russian people and the Russian state. And of course, these entrepreneurs got this stuff out of steel, right? If there was an American chain somewhere, if there was a Victoria's Secret, a Chanel store, a sporting goods store, they're still there. They're still in the same place. And now Russians own them, and they've modified the name slightly in some cases, modified the branding slightly. This has been done with Pizza Hut and many other chains. And they're continuing to operate and continuing to sell the same kinds of goods and foodstuffs. So what really happened is that they allowed Russia to take back more of their country. And that's good for the Russians. It's bad for American international capital. Those multinational corporations will probably never be able to recover what they had. In some cases, they had flash sales. In other cases, they just up and left. So I think that the Russians are also developing new financial technology, which really does something quite remarkable for them, in as much as they don't have to be connected to the international finance system. But they will be reincorporated because there's money to be made, and multinational corporations are going to want some of that money. And Russia still is a hub for a decent amount of population, but more so even greater natural resources. So the Russians are doing quite well, and shout out to because Brody has done pretty well on the economic side and the government management side. I think he could have did a way better job in Ukraine. I would have loved to have seen him bust out one of them. You heard me? I would have pressed the button for sure ASAP early on. And that would have been probably the smartest thing. And ironically, it would have saved more lives and resources on both sides. Yeah, you would have been a pariah, but you're already a pariah. So there you go. It's funny how America never became a pariah when they bombed Japan with that nuke. But hey, who's paying attention? Mostly nobody, right? People have short memories, apparently.
My IQ level, sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
How stupid are people? Very, actually. Let me answer that myself. Very not smart. Very, extremely not smart. We don't know what's up, what's down, who's good, who's bad. Gets like that.
That's the problem with our political class. There's no integrity. There's no morals. There's no value. There's no strength of belief. You don't know they don't know if up is down, left is right. Is that a man? Is that a woman? Nobody knows today. That is why the assassin saves lives.
Just like that famous line goes, you can't handle the truth. There's so many people can't handle the truth. Many people, if you're a person who has something, people want something from you. It's that simple. If you have something, people want something from you. But rarely do they give back. That is the nature of man. Most persons are very self-interested and will try to take from you, which is why we make the differentiation between those who are saintly, those who may be good people, and then those who are wicked, which is the majority. And so you really need to be conscious of that. That's why we have that 3 sentence Bible. Be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. Most people aren't good people. Figure out who's a good person and then act accordingly. And don't be bashful or ashamed of treating bad people according to how they ought to be treated. Now, I highly recommend the Book of Dark Truths for understanding and interpreting other people, but also for being able to do what is necessary. The worst thing you can do, especially as a man, is let people think that you're a nice guy. No, I don't ever want to be known as a nice guy. And in the actual fact, I'm not a nice guy, and I've never been a nice guy. Maybe when I was a child, like age 6 and under, you can read my book, The Black Box, on how all of that was ripped out of me, and for good reason. And I'm thankful. Don't let anyone use you. And the best way you can prevent that is to make sure that you are working for you. 3 sentence Bible. Number 1, be yourself. Number 2, be good to yourself. Number 3, be good to good people. Number 1, be yourself. Don't compromise for anybody. People don't know how to be good to themselves. They don't know how to prioritize themselves. Some of us, we all fail at it sometimes. And the worst thing you can do is to slip into modesty. I hate when I accidentally end up being modest. I did that the other day on accident. And I was very disappointed in myself because it's just not helpful to you. Okay. You can learn a lot from Donald Trump. Donald Trump's been very successful for what people want to say. Oh, yeah, his dad was a millionaire. True. And then he became a billionaire.
Can you tell us, sir, Donald Trump refers to himself as a political prisoner and blames you directly. What's your response to that, sir? Do you think the conviction will have an impact on the campaign? We'd love to hear your thoughts, sir.
Should he be on the ballot, sir?
Bruh.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
I don't like where this is going.
I was going to put him.
Bro, you took a L. Stop it. What are you talking about? Stop it.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
No better time to rock the next $2 bill. ImagineOnward.store. Make America powerful again. Hey, that's what I'm talking. I like that. I feel like powerful is a stronger thing than great. It's clear. We are in such dire straits that it needs to be America only. Not America first, but America only. And when we speak of America, we must speak of the real America, which is a diverse nation.
People are going to be talking about this 100 years from now.
Historically speaking, right? So let's really talk about it. We're going in today.
He's not that smart. Well, he went bankrupt and then became a billionaire again. No, actually, he's quite smart. Is he articulate? No, I don't know if I'd say that.
Why are we scared to bring on a full-grown size man who has proper opinions, who can speak the Queen's English, is authentic, and has a proper background? Why? Because it's scary and dangerous, not only to the whites, but also to the blacks themselves. They hate to see themselves reflected in a strong way. That's why most of the time when I see hate, psychopaths hating on me, it's the blacks. It's the weak blacks because they hate to see an intelligent, strong black man. See, I always remind you guys, people want to complain about white supremacy. I tell you, there's nothing wrong with white supremacy if you're white. And racism in general is just an irrational thing. It's super irrational. It's like believing in ghosts. You know, when they find evidence that doesn't fit their narrative, they just carry on. Have American presidents been racist? Yeah, probably most or all of them. Probably all of them is my vote. If I had to vote, if they're like, we're going to take out your mom's going to go. Tell us we're all presidents racist. I'd be like, I'm going to go with yes. I'm going with yes. And so that wouldn't make Trump unique if he was a racist. I mean, racism, is it not at some level natural to favor your own? If you're a white person and you didn't grow up among black people and you see some of the ill behaviors that are promoted on social media, might you form a biased opinion? I think it's strange to think that any of us have no racism within us. I mean, it's a bit strange. And truth be told, Trump is well respected among the lumping class of black people, among the entertainers and the athletes. And he's done a lot with entertainers and athletes. Mike Tyson is one great example who speaks well of Trump. And myself, I only support him in as much as he's the best we got right now. I know that he's been in the swamp for some time. He is no revolutionary. He's not clever enough to create ideology. He's built no real organization. But at the current level, he is the best we have. And for that reason, I stand by him. Come on now. We getting into it. Yeah, these are just what you would call the facts.
Don't believe the lies, ladies and saints. Deal with what's real.
Saddens me to see good people be fooled. Most of the times that you get fooled, you are fooled by yourself.
Your time on earth is valuable enough not to waste it, and your happiness is precious enough to prioritize it. People like to say the heart, but the emotions, everything's in the brain, right? Like you select, you're rational, you make decisions.
We just have to be real with the reality of human beings that we're dealing with. I'm not talking to you about how the world should be. I'm talking about how the world is.
I am the conscience of the internet.
3-sentence Bible: be yourself, be good to yourself, and be good to good people. Walk that path. You don't have to walk someone else's path. Wishing you much success.
Saints, let us end this the way we always end this, with our tradition, the creed of assassin. Repeat after me with full conviction, knowing this is true of you. The creed of the assassin. I am going to be who I truly am.
Because I am remarkable.
And I'm going to strive every moment to show the greatest part.
Show the greatest part.
To show the greatest part
Of who I am.
Until next time, it has truly been a pleasure.